Yeah, I heard Alan Moore had name dropped CG. I read some of the article talking about how CG, they're misogynists, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't think you understand what ComicsGate became, Alan Moore. Like ComicsGate ain't that based. Like, you want to say ComicsGate is misogynistic, then that means ComicsGate is based. ComicsGate is not based. ComicsGate is misogynistic. ComicsGate is simped out. Simped out. Simped out. 3 times. Yeah, there really is no more like simped out fucking movement than ComicsGate. This is about the exact opposite of misogynistic. You fucking kidding me? Stupid fucking old 80-year-old hippie. Yeah, Alan Moore don't know what the fuck he's talking about. What reality are you living in? He obviously doesn't follow ComicsGate, not the way I do. Like, if ComicsGate was a misogynistic movement, do you really think Mandy Summers would be a fucking thing? No, she wouldn't. No, she fucking wouldn't. Wilbur! Yeah, Mandy. She's all about jiggling her titties and sticking her fucking fingers up her butthole and putting out terrible comics. Mandy. Whoa, Mandy. Well, speaking of Mandy, oh shit, there she is in the back room. Hey, Mandy, what do you got to say for yourself, you stupid fucking whore?
Why, hey there, love bugs. It's me, Mandy Summers. I'm here to jiggle my titties and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Commence the jiggling, partner. Yeehaw! Jiggle them titties, jiggle them titties, jiggle, 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 jiggle.
Mandy Summers, everybody. Yeah, I've got a random eclectic group of guests that come on the show from time to time. Yeah, if Trump ends up winning again, I wonder if ComicsGate's going to be on the tongue of a lot more of these leftists, like Alan Moore. He even name dropped Gamergate, for fuck's sake. Gamergate hasn't even been a thing even longer than ComicsGate. It's like the motherfucker's still living in the year 2017. Alan Moore for you. Creator of The Watchmen. Yeah, the funny part is, I remember hearing a story about Alan Moore when he created The Watchmen, when he created the character of Rorschach. What he wanted to do was create a Batman character, only realistic. Like, if Batman was actually here in the real world, what would he do? How would he be? Like, well, he'd probably eat beans from the tin. So that's why Rorschach eats beans from the tin. The Rorschach's supposed to be the realistic version of Batman. Yeah, I heard Eric July released Blood Ruth. I don't know how much money it's made. Has it made $250,000 yet? I wonder. Seems like Blood Ruth should make more money than Yaira. Blood Ruth is actually a better character. A little bit more depth. Well, depth. She lived in a castle and she had a dragon and some wolves. And I think she had command of crows too. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Yaira ends up making more than Blood Ruth when it's all said and done. One thing I know, it's made a lot more than any of Ethan's campaigns. Yeah, I think Ethan and all of these other people, they need to let go of this talking point about Eric July in his campaign, how the first one made $3 million and like that's the benchmark, and like unless you make more than 3 million or whatever, like it's like it was obviously an anomaly. Now he's basically down to earth, and like this is basically what Eric's capable of, and that's still a lot of money. A lot of money is tied up in payroll, no doubt, but he's probably still pulling down some. I remember he used to be all about the transparency, showing exactly how much money he was spending on this, and that. I don't think he's doing that anymore. But maybe he should flex a little bit so people could see how much money he's making. He should just show a screenshot of his bank account. Look at my bank account. Look at how much money I'm making. Because according to his detractors, quote unquote, he's not making any money. That'd be one way he could flex a little bit. Show a screenshot of the bank account. Let's see how much fucking profit you've netted all these years of doing this shit. Let's see if it was worth it. Because that type of thing will incentivize people to fucking really get to work. A lot of these fuckers over there in CG, maybe Ethan will see that and it's like, oh my god, he actually is making more money than me. Maybe I should start working faster. No, there's no fucking hope for that fat fucking stupid piece of shit. I was watching some of his stream earlier, and I heard some just the most just diarrhea of the mouth from that stupid motherfucker on so many things, so many topics. And one of the things he said was how he's not going to hire any artists that do digital. He's only going to hire artists like himself, basically, people who still draw on paper and use the blue pencil and all that shit. Like, motherfucker, this is the reason why your shit is so late, you stupid fuck. I've said this fucking years ago. You needed to fucking switch over to digital fucking 10 years ago, you dumb fuck. If you did that, you would still be working in the industry. There's one thing a stupid boomer like Ethan won't understand and will never understand, is that once you make the transition from traditional to digital, your fucking work just ascends to to like 10 times what it would normally be. And you fucking do shit 10 times quicker than it would normally be, too. You don't gotta fuck around with the whiteout anymore. No, you can just use the eraser tool. No, but he's never gonna go digital, and he's gonna be leaving a lot of good artists on the table by not giving them work just because they don't draw with pencils and do the stupid shit using the light boxes and the scanners and all that. Like, that type of method of making comics died out over 20 years ago. The stupid piece of shit don't fucking get it. Yeah, there's a reason why things are late with him, and that's one of them, because he hasn't transitioned to digital. He should have did that a long, long time ago. Instead of doing each and every individual strand of Heather Swain's hair and having one of your panels take 16 hours, you create a special paintbrush for that fucking thing, and then it's done in 10 minutes. Boomers, what can you do? Yeah, momentum. A lot of people don't understand that momentum is key to sustaining the success of a movement. And when Ethan came out with that late Cyberfrog book, it basically killed all semblance of momentum that the movement had, and it set a precedence for everyone to follow. And everybody's late with their books now too. It's like, oh, it's fine. Ethan was late with his, so I could be late with mine. And like that, all momentum halted. And the movement is only relevant in the minds of demented old boomers like Alan Moore. The one thing Ethan's gonna rue the day of is not cultivating a younger audience, because as the years go on, like, the only people in ComicsGate buying his shit right now are aging hipster Gen Xers and boomers, and every year more of those people die. Especially now with the jab and all that shit, and people fucking keeling over from the various itis-related whatnots. Yeah, and much like how the left is aborting their user base, their voter base, so too is Ethan's buyer base slowly dying off because of old age, boomerisms. Like, he can only do this for so long. Hell, like I said, Ethan himself has maybe got at the most between 8 to 10 years until he himself is going to keel over from some sort of heart-related something. Because never forget, Ethan got the jab too, and we all know what that fucking jab can do to you. His wife got it too. I wonder if he feels guilty about that shit. I bet he doesn't. That's the one thing about leftists. They never feel guilty about that shit. They will make excuses for it. Yeah, Ethan, he's been taking L after L here recently. The biggest L he took was cucking to JDA, though. I mean, goddamn, I've never seen a bigger L in all my life. Like, this motherfucker literally said on one of his live streams that he thinks JDA is evil. JDA is evil. But you made peace with evil? You decided to fucking make peace with it? Really? That doesn't sound like something a real man would do. You don't fucking make peace with evil if you truly think it's evil. Now, he made some sort of little pact with JDA not to go after each other no more. Now, has anybody looked at JDA's channel since this little peace treaty with Ethan has been made to see if JDA has been going after your boy Zach since then? I wonder. Because if JDA hasn't made a single video about your boy Zach since his little peace treaty with Ethan, I wonder if that was part of the peace treaty. You know what, JDA, just lay off Zach too. Just lay off Zach too. Okay, boss, I'll do whatever you say. I fucking wonder. I wonder. These people are such pieces of fucking shit, all of them. You can't put nothing past any of them. No scruples, no character, no fucking morals, no class, no ethics, no values, no virtue, except for when it comes to signaling. They're all pieces of fucking shit. Every fucking last one of them. You say JDA is evil, but you made peace with him? You don't make peace with evil. You fucking crush it. That's what you fucking do. You crush it like the fucking bug that it is. Nope. He cucked to JDA hard. Bending the knee to JDA. Yeah, that's one of the biggest fucking L's I've ever seen him take. Got felted by Preston in the fucking wool suit. But you know he's got him an NDA. NDA, I can't say anything. Yeah, you know Preston got that NDA on his ass because Preston fucked up when he did the wool suit against Dean, and he didn't have the NDA against Dean or any sort of nothing that allows Dean to basically still talk shit about him. So he knew to get it this time around, so now Ethan can't say anything about him. Yep, another W for Dean right there, I guess. But you know he's got him an NBA. Yeah, I took the L to JDA, got felted by Preston. White knighting and simping for the fucking Joker too? The Joker too! The metaphorical last Jedi of its time. I mean, goddamn. Yeah, taking one L after another. Smoking fucking crack on a goddamn live stream with an Asian tranny? I mean, fuck, goddamn. Like, how low can you really go? Shit. I really don't know how low he can go. Bringing Witten on and having her take a fucking dump on a live stream, I guess. Whatever happened to Witten? She ever OD in a fucking in a ditch somewhere? I wonder. Yeah, I think the crack stream might have hurt Ethan's views. Well, initially it did. I know in a couple of the streams post crack stream, he wasn't even getting 1,000 views. Yeah, there's been a while now since his trash cast hasn't even been able to crack 2,000. It used to regularly get between 2,000, 2,500 views. Not anymore, it's not. I said this before in my other stream that he needs to change his game up. Like, all the trash cast is basically like what Big Daddy used to do back in the day when I would just roast Eric July. But that was just one small segment of my shit. Like, for the first hour of my stream, I talked about just a bunch of random shit, you know? That's not related to Griftosphere and Eric July and all of these other fucking zeros or whatever. But I don't think Ethan has that in him to talk about real substance, talk about ideas and shit like that. No, he can only talk about people, talk about all of the fucking grifters and the zeros and all that shit. Because he doesn't have the mental chops, if you know what I mean. But what he needs to do is take a Big Daddy show and have that be his blueprint. You want to bring a fucking trash cast to the next level. You know what I mean? And everything that has been said about Eric July, I've already fucking said it. I mean, goddamn, everything that has been said about that stupid motherfucker, I said about 8 or 9 months ago already. Yeah, back when Ethan was fucking simping for ISOM and advertising that shit, I was holding Eric July's feet to the fire. I remember going into one of his fucking live chats and fucking holding his feet to the fire about Eric July false DMCA striking people. And I remember Ethan wishing death, not just upon me, but all of my friends too. This is how fucking in the corner for Eric July this motherfucker was. But I was always detracting. Yeah, he only decided to turn against Eric because he saw he wasn't going to get no clout from him. Like, all of these pieces of fucking shit in this entire sphere operate under the auspices of clout. How much clout can they get from this person, that person, whatever? Don't think Ethan's not the same way. He saw he couldn't get no clout from Eric, so he decided to turn on him. Same as all those other fuckers. If he can't get no clout from you and can't use you or whatever, then he's going to turn on you. That's the way it goes. Yeah, real sense is real. But the reality is most people are fucking just pieces of shit. That's why all those fuckers are the way they are, you know? There's absolutely no reason why a guy like Yellow Flush should be a thing. No reason why a guy like Tug should be a thing, or Nick Rekieta. But people listen to them nonetheless. It's because most people are loser pieces of shit, and they can see themselves in these people, and they can identify with them. That's why they listen to them. A lot of people who listen to Ethan are like lesser versions of him, and they live vicariously through him, through his hedonism. Like I said, most of ComicsGate consists of aging hipster Gen Xers and boomers. It's a dying movement, is what it is. You're not bringing any young people into this movement. In fact, he's driving people out. Him and John Malin both. Yeah, no single person or entity has done more harm or damage to the movement other than Ethan, than John Malin. That's for fucking sure. Yeah, I heard him bitching, moaning, and groaning about Cecil doing something to a cover that he made. Just nothing but real feminine whining. Like, you're such a bitch, John Malin. Jesus fucking Christ. I felt like channeling my inner Don Corleone in that scene in The Godfather when that dude's crying in front of him. He's like, you need to act like a man. Psh, psh, start slapping him around. John Malin, you need to act like a man, not like a fucking bitch. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, you've driven off so many fucking people from the movement. You have no fucking clue. And if Ethan ever decided to cut your stupid ass loose, you would be even less popular than Mike S. Miller. You really fucking would. I wonder if John Malin understands that. On an instinctive level, he has to. Yeah, it's going to be too late by the time Ethan realizes what a liability that fucking clown really is. It's going to be too late by then. But hey, he's a real loyal lieutenant. And to Ethan, that's all he cares about. Clout and how much loyalty can he cultivate from you. That's it. If he can't get no clout from you and you're not going to be loyal to him, then he has no use for you. For real. I mean, literally, he's got an entire channel dedicated to detracting and shitting on Eric July. But he hasn't even bothered to play the ISOM 2 Big Daddy cut. I mean, goddamn, how can you call yourself a true detractor channel and not EFAP the ISOM 2 Big Daddy cut? I mean, I can understand not doing the first one because it's so racist. But the second one, I mean, goddamn, I've got full voiceovers, music. I mean, it's basically made to be EFAP'd. Nobody's fucking EFAP'd it yet, though. I think it's too good to be EFAP'd. Because if he ends up EFAPing that, then people are going to come subscribe to Big Daddy and probably start watching me more. And that's the last thing people like Ethan want. A real motherfucker getting exposure. Oh, real. Dedicated his fucking channel to detracting, but hasn't even bothered EFAPing the ISOM 2 Big Daddy cut. Let that sink in for a minute. The single funniest parody that has ever been done about anything that Eric July has ever created. I dare anybody to find a funnier parody than that. Rip-off verse got nothing on me. For real. No, I would put the ISOM 2 Big Daddy cut parody against anything Rip-off verse has created as far as funny content, ripping on Eric July. I really would. Yeah, but a lot of people were making money, like doing the detractor bullshit. And, well, like I said, everything that has been said about that motherfucker, I already said about 8 or 9 months ago. You can listen to it on the Big Daddy Show now, or you can hear it on Trashcast fucking 8 or 9 months from now. Yeah, I was watching some stream earlier. It was TJ, I think. TJ actually created a channel, and he's doing streams. And I guess this is good because, well, whenever TJ comes onto somebody's stream, normally they end up kicking him or muting him or whatever. But with TJ, since he's running the stream, nobody can kick him and nobody can mute him. And he had Frog Tony on there, and oh my god. Yeah, TJ was just unleashing his inner Mandingo on him. It was a hell of a sight. Just curb stomping Frog Tony. Like, fuck. I never seen somebody get eviscerated in a debate this badly since, well, Trump versus the pants shit and demented pedophile in the first debate, probably. Yeah, it was vicious. Yeah, and then I saw Dark Grift had done some sort of fucking stream where I had vibes from the old Oz show. That's what that was like. There's so much people on there just like drama bullshit and well, no, not so much the Oz show, but Liam's show. Back when Liam used to have his drama streams where he'd bring sketch therapy and testify on there, and they'd go at it and shit like that. That's basically what it was like. John Malin was on there, and him and Matt Barr were going at it. And after listening to all of that shit, all of like the TJ stream and then the Dark Grift stream, I had an epiphany. I really did. I realized just what fucking pieces of fucking shit all of these fucking people are. Every fucking last one of them. All of them. The CG Kings, the CG Slums, the CG Suburbs, all of them. Every fucking last one of them. There's only one righteous soul in this whole godforsaken play. That's Big Daddy. Always fucking has been. Never forget it. Fuck. Just drama bullshit. Just a bunch of fucking high school girls. That's what it reminded me of. Bunch of fucking mean girls in high school. Like I said, great minds talk about ideas. Mid-level minds talk about events. Small minds talk about people. Literally, these people live in the realm of small minds. That's all they can do is talk about people. People. And it's just so fucking stupid. At least TJ brought up a bigger idea about the CG slums themselves being killed or whatever. Like there's a bigger idea to be talked about there at least. I mean, the CG slums are fucking like. Could you say that they were actually killed? I mean, they're basically the same as they've always been. And the entire collective buying power of the CG slums combined is what, maybe between 2,000, maybe 4,000 on a good day. If Wiggle and Wooster really want to fucking open the wallet up. I mean, goddamn, that's basically it. The entire breadth of the buying power of the CG slums consists of Wooster and Wiggle. Like that's how it's always been. Like the CG slums was a gangrenous limb that could have been severed a long time ago, and you would have lost nothing. Yeah, there's a reason why they call themselves the CG slums, because they were never good enough to become regular fucking CG, you know? Like the metaphor I made a long time ago was like a Lord of the Flies. Just remember that island, Lord of the Flies? Only difference is on that island there's a walled city. And inside of the walled city, that's where the CG kings are. And outside you got all the CG slums, people clawing at the walls, wanting to get in, be a part of that. But now you got the CG suburbs. I guess Ethan has declared the Frog Tony, Katie did a Riley faction of CG, the CG suburbs, which is supposedly a more higher class version, I guess. I don't know. Can there be a higher class version of the CG slums? I don't know. To me, peak CG happened way back in the day when Wanger was still streaming, the Wanger show. Back when there was really no such thing as CG slums. It was all just known as CG. Yeah, to this day, I still consider the Wanger show like the benchmark for how live streams should be done. Like you could tell he would put in show prep, you know. It would always be at a certain time every week. It would always go a certain length. It would always have, you know, certain bits. People would come on, comics would get promoted. There would be no drama bullshit. And then 2020 election happened, and Wanger kind of fucking dropped off the grid. Nobody saw him. But then he popped back onto the farms later on and said that the reason he dropped off the radar because he was scared he was going to become a lol cow or something like that. Like, oh, okay, okay, so it was fear. Fear was the thing that drove you away. Okay, that's good to know. You should have made up a story about being locked up with the buffalo shaman in solitary confinement or something. That would have been a much better story. Yeah, I think I heard Wanger was still he started streaming again, but I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's the same as it was, because I don't know if he's got all of his old guests and people that used to come on. But I remember at the height of the Wanger show, like he would get about 80 viewers in the live chat. And any sort of non-CG Kings related stream, anytime you get between 80 to 100 viewers, that's pretty good right there. But now you see some of these streams nowadays, they're getting about that many. But they're not pro CG, if you know what I mean. Ethan burned up a lot of goodwill within this community. I know that. Then a lot of people are just fucking mentally ill as fuck too. There's something about ComicsGate is like a lodestone that just attracts the mentally ill. Yeah, I remember War Campaign. Boy, you talk about a bunch of mentally ill motherfuckers. But as the years go on, War Campaign is actually starting to age like fine wine. Like the legend of War Campaign. Like anybody who speaks about them now, it's like in hushed tones. Oh my God, War Campaign. Like really, they were just a bunch of fucking idiots making fruity memes. Really, that's all they were. They went to a dildo meme too far, I think. You heard of the term "a bridge too far"? They went to dildo meme too far. A rainbow dildo meme, to be honest. Not just any dildo meme, a rainbow dildo meme. They went a rainbow dildo meme too far. And then they became kind of a joke. And then Kiwi Farms doxed a bunch of them, and then they spurged out, "Come kill my wife, come kill my kids," that stupid shit. And then it was never really the same after that. I mean, yeah, they kind of rebounded with the Canadian trucker grift, but that really never fucking went anywhere with them. Didn't really manifest any new comic sales, I know that. And then they eventually got railroaded out of the Canadian trucker community too, over doing the same fucking bullshit, same drama bullshit. I forget what happened exactly. Rose accusing a lot of the leadership within it of being glowies or embezzling money. I forget what the story was exactly. So then Rowe decided to drop the entire War Campaign moniker and go solo. Call himself Rowe Uncensored. Bought himself 50,000 subs, from what I heard. Yeah. I don't know how Rowe is going to pull off being a solo act. He needs a few douchebags there to play off of. The Got Hanzos and Pans of the world. So basically, I guess the War Campaign brand is basically abandoned, I guess. You know what? Maybe Big Daddy should resurrect the War Campaign brand. Make a whole new channel. Call it War Campaign Reborn or something. No. War Campaign USA. Yeah, I remember Cheech actually created War Campaign USA at one point. And Rowe, he could be a War Campaign India if he ever wants to return. Somebody types in War Campaign, all of a sudden they come across the channel like, wait a minute, the War Campaign's back? Wouldn't that be the most ironic thing ever if Big Daddy was the one that resurrected the War Campaign? But only instead of making it be a bunch of fucking douchebags making fruity dildo memes, we actually do a LARPing around as an ancient Roman justice, you know? Make LARPing around as an ancient Roman cool again. I mean, that's what I've been doing for fucking since the beginning, basically. My entire shtick was basically making fun of the War Campaign. That's why I look like the undead centurion. Like, I basically wear their corpse as a trophy, making fun of them. And then to actually bring it back and resurrect it, War Campaign Reborn. But actually do it the way it should have been. Like, I've long said that this show, the Big Daddy Show, is what War Campaign should have been. Just a fun little show that people could watch, that to take their mind off of the world for a while, related to the comic book community or whatever. But when War Campaign decided to become gatekeepers, when they decided to get all gatekeepy about stupid shit, that's when it all fell apart for them. And that's when it all fell apart for a lot of these stupid fuckers that ended up falling out of Ethan's favor, the Matt Bars of the world. They decided to get a little too gatekeepy. Like, oh, this person can be a part of it, or this person. And if this person's a part of it, then I'm not going to be a part of it, or blah, blah, blah. Liam Gray broke a lot of those fuckers, too. I don't know how many of them Liam broke. Just by bringing Liam back into the fold. God, that caused a massive triggering. I wonder if that was done strategically. That would have been funny. Just to stir the pot. Let's bring Liam back into the fold. You never know with Ethan. All right, let's take a look at the chat. It's been a while since I looked at the chat. All right, I think this is where we left off, somewhere about Nick Rekieta and April's love child. Boy, you talk about an unholy, an abomination. Jesus Christ. Rosemary's Baby Part 2. Yeah, I talked about this earlier. With the amount of contraception available to women nowadays, abortion is basically a non-issue. And a lot of these stupid cunts have already been sterilized. They don't even know it. ComicsGate got castrated. Yeah, when it decided to prop up people like Comic Book Hut and Vito and shit like that, that ought to tell you what ComicsGate really is and what it's all about. White knights, amongst other things, simps, transgenders. Yeah, let's not forget, ComicsGate does have its troons in there too. Remember Dark Gift? He was doing a fucking comic with one of them, Iron Liz. Lefties won't make fun of whores and simps and cucks, so can't properly describe CG. Mandy would be hotter. She lost at least 85 pounds. Gamergate had a kind of resurgence this year with Sweet Baby drama, but CJ is half a decade irrelevant. Yeah, for the simple fact that Sweet Baby exists and did as much damage as it did is proof that Gamergate kind of failed in its task, you know what I mean? Blood Ruth is a menstrual bloodbender from The Last Airbender. Blood Ruth. Yeah, that's how her powers were in my version. The power of her period. I would unleash the power of my period. Yeah, I wonder if Glenn Beck is involved. I know, according to the lawsuit, there's at least, I forget, 4 or 5 mystery investors that are bankrolling him from behind the scenes that are also like owners of the Rippaverse, quote unquote. I wonder if Glenn Beck is one of them. I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised if I was to find out. Let's put it that way. I suggested that NDA Andrew is probably one of them too. That's why he has such a huge role in the company and the guy's such a loser piece of shit. Like, why is this guy around the company? Oh, he probably forked down a little bit of money up front to be part of it. Eric July is retarded and Ethan can't outdo him. Yeah. Boy, Ethan, he really showed his ass with the crack stream. He's sounds like he's lamenting it really hard too. Only gonna be drinking wine from now on. Just 1 cup of wine. Digital started in the 90s, yeah. Digital artist shit. Well, it depends. Depends on the artist, really, and how they do it. Oh yeah, that's another thing why a lot of these fuckers like to draw the original art, so they can sell the fucking shit. It's like, is it really worth it though? Making that little bit of extra money? Did Ethan smoke a random pipe from a hippie and lick a urinal? I don't know, but it was a weird live stream. Yeah, as far as hitting that pipe goes, like any like true stoner or drug aficionado or anybody who's familiar with that realm knows that that was a fucking bong stem he was smoking out of, some metal bong stem that looked like it probably came from a fucking plastic gas station bong. Literally the single most ghetto way you could smoke if he was indeed smoking well, he said he was smoking hash oil. That's what he revealed on one of his streams, even though before that he said he didn't remember the incident. But the reality is, when you take one look at that fucking woman, that could have been fucking anything in that bowl. Meth, crack, fentanyl, a combination of meth, crack, and fentanyl. The stupid motherfucker is lucky he didn't get killed. I mean, that is the one way that more people die of fentanyl than anything else. Like, they're at a party and they snort a random line that somebody gives them, or they take a hit off of a random pipe or a random joint and they're not used to that shit and like that, they fucking OD on the shit. I mean, he's lucky that goddamn pipe wasn't laced with fentanyl. He's lucky he's fucking alive right now. Stupid motherfucker. That's not even mentioning the fact that he still might catch herpes from the stupid bitch. I mean, I don't know if those were piercings on her lips or if those were open herpes sores. But if Ethan starts fucking looking all leprous, his face starts breaking out, I guess we'll know. I guess we'll fucking know. Ethan will be like sleepy Joe Biden in a few years. Yeah, old age hits us all eventually. When Ethan saw like 200 people in Frog Tony's chat, he started thinking he's going to copy this. Yeah, the detracting method. Yeah, the bad part is though when you structure your shows like that, you're going to attract a certain group of people and you're going to groom your audience a certain way. And you look at the Friday Night Tights people and all that. Like I said, one of the worst things about those people is they groom their audience to become living fucking soy jacks. And that's basically the same fucking shit. Doing all that stupid nonsense, just talking about Eric and the Zeros. You're grooming your audience to be a bunch of fucking living soy jacks, just to a different fucking degree. Like he's going to have to diversify the portfolio, if you know what I mean. Start flexing his creative breadth, if you know what I mean. Stop talking about such stupid shit all the time. Maybe bust out his piano, start playing some music again. Remember he used to do that back in the day. Daddy can't rape us all. Remember that song? Maybe that's the reason why he doesn't want to do another Daddy Might Rape Us All or whatever. Because then people will make fun of him and say how much of a degenerate he is. Oh, Malin is now offended by Cecil. Yeah, I saw some of that. Cecil had done something to one of Malin's covers, had augmented it or something. Malin got all triggered and started acting all feminine. Yeah, real serious people would just make a comic and say, here it is, buy it, read it. Yeah, there is the marketing aspect. Like if you're gonna sell to a niche group, like marketing is like probably more important than anything else. Because look at a fucking piece of trash like Super Killer. Like if the marketing wasn't the way it was on that thing, and you know, if Ethan hadn't stepped in there and helped him too, like that comic would not have made a fraction of the amount that it did, basically. Comics are just dead as a medium in general. Yeah, the only thing they're really useful for now is to create a blueprint for Hollywood to use in their movies. That basically become IP farms for Hollywood and television and streaming. Comics are retarded, but make them if you want. Just don't take it serious or ask money up front. Yeah, I'm of the philosophy that you should have the comic created before you ask money for it. That's just me, though. I bet John Mailman paints his toenails with how feminine he acts. And if I was to find out that Mayland decided to troon out, I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. It's going to happen with one of these CG fuckers eventually. The odds are there. Mange Davis. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mange. Doug Ernst. Yeah, I remember Doug Ernst caught a lot of shit because he was supposedly clipping videos for the comic book hut or whatever. Like, isn't that what Katie does with Ethan? Like, Ethan is basically the metaphorical comic book hut to Katie Did's Doug Ernst. Like, Katie Did basically controls the entire narrative of Ethan's show. Like, it all depends on what she decides to clip. Like, Katie Did come in and clip some Big Daddy and like, hey, look at this, and then like we could change the narrative that way, or come clip some smaller show, or come clip somebody else that's making a smart point. No, we're gonna clip Eric July and Az and these other fuckers, and like a lot of it is just real boring, stupid shit too. whoever was pirating the EJ comics stopped with Yaira. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I tried to get through Yaira. I got to the part where she blew up the oil fields, and it's like there's something about that comic, like it didn't sit right with me. Like, and something told me not to read it. And I had this theory that it was actually a black magic ritual conducted by the Soskas using sigil magic. That anybody who ended up reading it would end up like giving their energies over to some sort of, who knows what the fuck's going on, some sort of dark totem is being charged up. You can never tell with these satanic incest witches what they might be doing behind the scenes. But something told me not to read it, that it was evil. And I've learned at this point in life to trust my fucking instincts. Big Daddy loved the videos. It looks like we got a fan there. CG slums, CG suburbs, more like CG nuclear wasteland. CG sewers, that'd be a good one. Cannot deny the damage war campaign did. It wasn't exactly helpful, at least until it wasn't. Hail water closet. I mean, shit, it's basically a dead brand right now. Big Daddy single-handedly more entertaining than all those stupid assholes combined, too. Without any sort of OBS or nothing, using a free StreamYard setup with a fucking little ghetto duck up in the corner. Yeah, hopefully the Glowies didn't get Cheech. Hopefully he's still around. Matt Barr blocked you on Twitter. I thought Matt Barr loved arguing with people on Twitter and fighting with them. It's a loyalty shit test. Do what I say. Hate who I loved yesterday. Love who I hated yesterday. Yeah, that's ComicsGate for you. If you're not hating the right people, then you might get fucking kicked out of the movement, if you know what I mean. Kino Casino, Nathan and Mimsy South Park. Party like a Diddy party. Yeah, I remember when LeBron James said that. Lord only knows what blackmail he's got on him. One of the worst developments in basketball is female announcers and fake pushing the WNBA hardcore because it's such a money loss. Yeah, I remember there was a certain bitch, forget what her name was, Caitlyn something. Like she was basically the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. But since she was white, like they didn't like her and they were always fouling her and shit. And I think they ended up railroading her out of the league when it was all said and done. Yeah, Doug Ernst, he's one of those people that sells his product when it's already created. He doesn't want to do one of these crowd funds where it's like he's just got cover art and about 6 pages done. Then let's launch the crowd fund. It's like, but you only got cover art and 6 pages done. Shouldn't you get at least 3/4 of the book done? Half? No, we're gonna launch the crowd fund now. 2, 3, 4 years go by, and like that, people lose interest and they just stop buying books from other people. Yeah, momentum. A lot of people don't understand how key momentum is to keep a movement going, to the success of a movement. Fauci is literally the new angel of death. Yeah. Can you honestly say, with your final breath, are you ready to meet the angel of death? You gotta get rid of that cringe state of mind and replace it with the based state of mind. Look at the world in two dichotomies, cringe and based. You want to stay on the side of based. You don't want to be cringe.